Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to talk about something that is relevant for me as of recently, which is summer internships. There is so much advice out there about summer internships and how to crush them and day in the lives of my summer internship. And I think those are super fun and cool, but they can be a little overwhelming. So my goal today is in under 10 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 tips that help me crush my summer internship. And I don't want to be cocky, but I felt like it went really, really well. I got a return offer and I had a summer internship at a really large financial institution. And these were 3 things that really helped me stand out, that helped me do well, that helped me enjoy the experience. So without further ado, here are 3 things that you should know before going into your first summer internship. The first thing is network with a purpose. That's a really big thing you hear is network. When you get into your first internship. And I do agree. You have to network. You have to go on coffee chats. You do have to hustle a little bit when it comes to that. But don't do it just to do it, right? Don't do coffee chats just to cross that off a checkbox. It's important that you're doing these coffee chats to actually build connection, right? Like that's the whole point. The point is you're building a relationship, and that relationship is what pays the dividends, not the fact that you actually went on the coffee chat, right? For example, at the end of the internship, if they go up to that person and they ask you about you, they go, what do you think about Nick? Right? You want someone who's going to go to bat for you. Who's going to say, Nick was awesome. Nick helped me with X, Y, and Z. He's got X, Y, and Z qualities that I think would be great for our firm, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not going to happen if you want one coffee chat with one person one time, right? So rather than going on 40 different coffee chats and just trying to check it off, right? And like get as much quantity as you can, make sure you're going on fewer and building better relationships. And actually focusing on nurturing that relationship and saying hi to them around the office and asking them for help and interacting with them more often than just the one-time coffee chat, right? And it really helped me too in terms of getting work done because I felt more comfortable going up to them and asking them questions that maybe I was a little more nervous to ask someone I don't totally know, right? And so I was getting more help. They were getting to know me better. And at the end of the day, they're more willing to stand up for me and shout me out, which is super beneficial when it comes to getting a return offer. Number 2 is be the class TA. Now, what does that mean? Well, in your work, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a time when you and your other interns don't really know what's happening, right? Like, you know what's happening, but like, you don't know how to do it, right? You've been assigned this work and you're asking yourself, all right, how do I get this done? Like, I don't really understand. And you're working through it. And it can be difficult because there's so many questions that you don't know the answer to. But the beauty is the best way to learn is by teaching. And what I mean by class TA is you want your other interns to come to you with their questions. So for example, in my internship, we had a really big project that I got ahead on, right? And so I didn't necessarily know that much more than anyone else, but I was just ahead of the process compared to the other interns. And so when they had questions about it, they kept coming to me and going, Nick, how do I do this? Nick, how do I do that? Nick, what did you get for this? And the reality is 60% of the time, I didn't know. I hadn't done that part yet, or I didn't know the answer to it, or honestly, I also got it wrong. But the great part about it was that I got to work it out with them. Like I figured the answer out with them. And my project got so much better, and my understanding of the work got so much better because I was answering these difficult questions all the time. And to be honest with you, like sometimes I wouldn't even answer them. I would just kind of facilitate a conversation with it and they would figure it out and then they would let me know, right? And I would let them know when I figured stuff out. And it was amazing because I had a flow of information going from myself to all these other interns and then back to me. And I learned so much about that project and about that work that I would not have if I was just working on my own or if other people weren't coming to me with their questions. And it was so beneficial in my success in my internship. And number 3 is allocate your time wisely. It can be really difficult because it's more sexy to do certain things, right? Like to do the extracurriculars or, to help out, stay late after work or to, go on more coffee chats, whatever it is, right? But you need to be super hyper aware of like, what am I actually getting graded on? That was a big thing for me was very early on, I identified, okay, I'm pretty confident. These are the certain areas that I'm getting graded on. And these are the weights, right? Like this is the first area. This is the second area. This is the third most important area. And that's how I allocated my time, right? Like there's definitely moments where I was working on certain things such as the big project that other interns are working on coffee chats or on helping with additional projects around the office. And that's great. And that helps you stand out. But that's not what's most important, right? Like I knew at the end of the day what was most important and what our grades, quote unquote grades, really came down to. And that's where I focused my time. And I highly recommend you do the same, right? It can be difficult because there's certain things that are shinier, right? But at the end of the day, identify, okay, what am I actually getting graded on? What do they actually want to see? What is most important? And spend your time there. And that's it. Boom, bang, done. I think that was 5 minutes, if that. Those are 3 tips that you should bring into your next summer internship to help you kind of block out the noise of all the additional tips out there that can overwhelm you. And also just help you go in there, focus, get the job done, have fun, kill it, get a return offer, right? Like you guys got this. The stakes are lower than you think, right? Like you're an intern. That's the whole joke, right? Is sorry, he's an intern. And the hardest part is getting the internship and getting in the door. Keep killing it. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.